Good afternoon, good evening, good morning, wherever you are. We promised you some chaos in the studio today.
It's certainly chaotic.
That's what we've got. So what we're going to do is we're going to take a look at how we've been getting on with the Fighting Tigers chapter build.
Absolutely.
There's a lot been going on. We've had a couple of lovely results over the course of the last few weeks.
Yes.
I think I looked back and it's actually, I think it's 7 weeks since we posted the first sort of serious bit of content about this.
Okay.
It feels a lot less time.
Yeah, the time, it's always against you, right?
That's right.
You've got to meet the competing deadlines of can I get enough orange paint on enough troops, and all that good stuff.
I certainly bought all the orange paint in the hobby shop.
What today or over the last couple of weeks?
About 4 weeks ago,
Okay.
I bought all the Gryph-hound orange.
Okay.
So
excellent.
They'd run out at that point.
They can get more.
Yeah, well, they have got more.
The next batch might be Warhammer Gryph-hound orange because they've changed. New paint, same paint, new name. They've moved from Citadel to Warhammer. So people like us, there's quite a few people lamenting the change of name from Citadel to Warhammer.
No more Citadel.
No more Citadel.
Okay. A little bit like there's no more Forge World.
Yeah, something like that. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So there's boxes all around us.
Yep.
Let's start with something.
Start with what's closest.
No, I'm going to start with something rather special.
Oh, okay.
I'm going to start with this one here.
Absolutely. Go for it.
So this has come all the way from the United States of America.
Okay.
And it's been sent to me here. And basically, this is a viewer who saw the original video.
Yeah.
And was like, do you know what? I've got some Space Marines back home, which I'm never going to use.
Yeah.
So it's a rather tricky story for him because he was based in Taiwan at the time.
Right. Okay.
So basically, he got in touch with his family at home.
Yeah.
And they went in the loft, found the figures. At least they thought they'd found the figures.
Yeah.
Put them in a box and shipped them.
Nice.
And he was like, I don't know which ones they've shipped. So I have actually taken a look inside it because I had to send him a photo just to show him which ones were here. Who have we got there?
So Empire Fan 2023. Hello, greetings from Germany. Great project. I wanted to ask, against who do you plan to play that kind of large games? Well,
over to you, Richard.
Okay, so the large games are going to be played between people like myself and my brother, plus a few other friends are going to get involved in the game.
But are we asking which army?
Which army? Well, we've got Chaos. I've got a little plan in my head for a large orc army down the line.
Have you now?
Yeah, I have. We've got a lot of...
Let's talk, because we've been asked, let's talk a little bit about the Verdigris Convergence.
Okay, so the Verdigris Convergence is a chaos force. It's like an entity. And one of the things that we've looked to do is we don't want to have it... It's chaos undivided, but we'll use the 4 powers... and in conjunction with an overall command structure of Chaos Undivided. The idea behind the Verdigris Convergence is that it brings a balance to Chaos and that it merges in with reality, and so battles may be fought between the warp and reality at the same time.
That's right.
One of the great things about this idea that we've been working on is that the powers of Chaos do not need fleets. They use summonings. They use summonings within the warp that brings them into the material realm.
They use portals to get from place to place.
Absolutely.
They don't need to do things the way everybody else does things.
No,
and
exactly.
That's something we wanted to explore, and something we wanted to explore as much on the battlefield as anywhere else.
Yeah.
Because people it's like they have to have definitive amounts of troops fighting one another so it's a fair game. And the whole point of these games is that they won't be fair.
No,
Yeah,
battle
won't
isn't
be
fair.
fair.
No,
they won't be fair.
I think the age we're at, we grew up on sort of narrative games rather than matched play, as Games Workshop call it. We've played games where we've agreed 1,000 points per battle, per army, or we've done 3,000 points. But a lot of our sort of fledgling years were playing Second World War games with Airfix miniatures, and it was whatever we could bring.
All my British commandos against everything else.
Yeah, all the Germans, the Japanese.
And some other people.
Yeah.
Because we didn't have that many.
And the idea is that we just played these games and we played a story. And so much of my life, and probably your life, playing these games has been about the narrative. The drop-in games are great, but I like narrative gaming and I like playing on big tables. And so when I go to our local club, I like to play big games on a table, which tell a narrative, that tell a story.
And today we're supposed to be at the club.
We are, but we're here.
Unfortunately, we didn't get our towel down early enough.
No,
and there were no tables left.
That's right.
It's absolutely rammed up there today.
Yeah.
So we thought, why not play some wargaming here instead, rather than actually gaming? We've got so much work to do with this chapter.
Yeah, we have.
So what I've done, we'll talk a bit more about Chaos Unaligned.
Yeah.
Do you want to have a quick look at what's going on? What I'm going to do is I'm just going to switch camera and see if it works. Hopefully, we're going to see these 9 sprues laid out on the table, and we can count how many sets of legs there are, because that will show us how many. That will show us how many Space Marines there are. Let me see if this works.
Sure. Okay.
Let me see if this works.
So
there we go. Look at that.
Yeah.
Okay. So we need to send out a massive thank you to Toth and his family for getting this to us.
Yep.
This is going to form part of the 6th company.
Okay.
And these guys are the I think they're the Void Specialists. I'll need to look that up. But basically, these are the guys who, at the fall of the Fighting Tigers homeworld, made the most massive impact.
Okay.
They basically drove into a Tyranid hive ship and planted melter bombs in the reactor core of the Tyranid hive ship, breaking the siege and enabling the rest of the chapter to escape, or it would have been annihilated.
So this is effectively the 2nd company after the veteran 1st company.
Correct, yeah.
Right.
So here we go. Yeah, did you count how many?
So we've got 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30 Marines. 30
Marines. Well, that's amazing. That's as many as you used to get in the RTB01 box set.
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yep.
Right, let me switch back to.
You've also got another tactical box, haven't you?
Yeah, I know, and another tactical box. So
right.
What I want to do is talk about the fact that we've got those old RTB01s that we've been showing off on the channel occasionally, but my plan was to try and build everything with the early figures.
Yeah.
But it's just it's impossible. You know, people are asking so much money. They're asking like £20
for a
scout figure, you know, in some cases. I've managed to get some at a really good price. But anyway, when I saw that it was going to be so difficult and people were keen to sort of help me and send me these things, I thought to myself, well, this is an amazing opportunity.
Yeah.
Because I haven't bought any Space Marines since about 1990.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, not new anyway.
Yeah,
I mean,
sure.
I've got a few second hand and that, but
Yeah.
I kind of stopped buying them in 1990, maybe 92.
Yeah.
And so this is just amazing to see that I'm going to be building Space Marines again. But they're not I mean, these are 2014, so they're still like 10, 12.
These were the last batch before Primaris, I should imagine.
Okay.
You know, but I reckon. I don't know the more recent
Yeah.
timelines. But we've got more questions coming in.
Okay.
So David Lee 3311,
Yep.
envious of your project, but I wouldn't have the space for so many Marines.
Neither do we.
Are you going to be using Rogue Trader or something more modern? Well, there's a story.
Big discussion about that.
Yeah.
Really big discussion. I was like, we're using Rogue Trader. That's the way we're going to do it. And we also spent a bit of time. We had to do a bit of traveling recently. So we had Rogue Trader on our devices.
Yeah.
And we had the 2 Chaos books.
Yeah.
Realm of Chaos, Slaves to Darkness, and Realm of Chaos,
Lost and
the Damned.
Yeah.
And we were reading through it, working out the army lists. We were really working hard on the verdigris convergence.
Yeah, I mean, it's a great source of information and ideas.
And I'm like, yeah, it'll be fine. And Richard was like, no,
it won't be
fine.
No, we would play Rogue Trader games back in the late 80s, early 90s that would run from the afternoon into the evening. And that was with just a normal kind of, 40 Marines, a couple of tanks and what have you. So we're looking at more modern rule sets. I've been trawling through Reddit forums and various places to look at what people's comments were about 5th edition, 6th edition, 7th, 8th, ignoring 9 and 10, because I think that's when they sort of changed the whole mechanism. And now very soon, it's German
paratroop.
Very, very soon they're going to be moving to 11th edition, I think. So what we're looking at is we're looking probably at 8th edition. And the reason I say that for some of the very large games is because of the way that they run their data cards. And then we've got this.
So you spotted this in our local hobby shop.
Yeah.
We got it at a very good price.
Yep.
Is it end of line?
Yeah. They're about to release the next edition of Apocalypse for the new sort of 10th edition and 11th edition.
Being a bit cheeky, are we allowed to use this with our models?
We can use whatever we want. It's our game, right? Yeah. I think one of the things is we're not doing match play. We're not going away to tournaments. We're playing narrative games in our own home, at the club, and it doesn't really matter what we're going to do. So I've done a bit of research on this box, and it has a lot of what we might need or things that we can replicate using your very capable IT capabilities and graphic design skills to come up with additional cards and things.
So this is pretty exciting for me because this is the first bit of Warhammer rules I've bought
since Rogue Trader
came out.
So they produced this as almost a standalone game. The only thing you would need to go with this are data cards. And the idea is this runs a lot like Epic.
So what have we got? We've got a leaflet.
One of Mark Vieira's favourite Space Marines on the front.
Who's that?
Well, it's a Imperial Fist. Although he's in yellow.
Not gold.
Not gold.
Not like Mark.
No, exactly.
Okay, and then what have we got here? A field manual.
So
that looks like the rules.
Yep.
We have got lots of cards. Okay. And we've got more cards. They look good. Don't know what they're for yet, but I can see there's trays here.
Yeah.
And then we've got plenty of dice.
Yep.
D12s, D6s.
Yep.
And let's have a look in here.
Whilst you're looking in there are lots of questions.
Go ahead. Next
So coming back to Empire Fan 2023, what edition rules will you use to build this chapter? We're just building the chapter, a bit like we're building the verdigris convergence. And then, because a chapter doesn't necessarily conform to rules, it is what it is. Chapter.
I mean, I'm building a Space Marine chapter. Who cares about the rules?
Exactly. Yeah. We're saying this is what it does, and then what we'll do is we'll make things fit.
Yeah.
And we will. And if there's an imbalance, well, on that first game, okay, there's an imbalance. The second game, they might get absolutely mullered because the Chaos are able to do something and they just don't have that capability. So that's how we're building the army.
So what is Keith asking us to hold up?
Keith Cuda, hold them up. I think it was these. I think it may have been these.
Okay.
These things. So
right, go down there.
You go down there and hold it up. So that's a good sprue, maybe with the other ones.
Where's the torsos?
While you're looking at that, I guess that with many Marines, the addition doesn't really matter if you try to follow the canon structure of a chapter. Yeah, I guess. Yeah, yeah.
Basically, right. If I do that, there we go.
Yeah, we're certainly not going to be using second edition rules. We are going to play some games of Rogue Trader. I think so.
Yeah,
we're going to play some Rogue Trader games for nostalgia, and probably when we do that, we'll probably have some cans of cider running as well.
Yeah,
you know, especially for the loser.
So part of calling it a Rogue Trader chapter is I'm actually going to use all of the Rogue Trader paint scheme markings.
Yes.
So all the Marines have a red stripe on their head.
Yep.
If they're a trooper.
Yep.
And they have a cross hatch
if they're a
veteran. If they're a veteran.
Yep.
And so on and so on.
Yep.
I mean, I'll put some stuff up on the website. I think when I get to actually
So lieutenants has got the.
There isn't markings for lieutenants.
No. So what have we done for that?
So what I've done is I've taken the captain's markings, which is a kind of I think it's a blue shape with a yellow outline and a red diamond in it, and I've made it not filled in blue diamond.
Yeah.
And that's I've sort of had to make up the lieutenants because there isn't lieutenants. So it's like a combination of the veterans, the captain. So it's in the theme.
Yeah.
But it's been interesting.
Sure.
And I was like very wary of doing it. My original RTB01s don't have the stripes on them.
No.
So I was like, I don't know if I want to do that.
Right.
And now
you're going back.
No, I'm not going to go back. I'm going to leave my RTB01s.
Okay.
Exactly as they are.
Okay.
I'm not going to touch them.
Yeah, right. Okay, fair enough.
I'm just going to sort the bases out and leave them.
Yeah, fair enough. Okay, so what other questions we got? Yeah, doesn't matter as long as it's the Emperor. I still play Rogue Trader. Never changed editions, but only have 20 figures aside max. It's all about telling stories. Quite agree with you, David Lee 3311. It is about telling stories. That's why I think we've come back to the Grimdark. Is about telling stories in the far future. There's obviously we're both members of a local club where there is a very healthy 40k community.
Yes.
Community. A lot of great painting going on. We've got a couple of tournaments throughout the year,
which is cool.
Which is cool, but they are match play tournaments. People sort of got their lists and their armies, taking them up.
I don't think I've got any troops that qualify anymore.
You could probably sort of hand fist some together and away you go. But for us, it really is about storytelling.
This looks interesting.
Does your chapter include Primaris, or is it Firstborn only?
Pretty much Firstborn only.
Firstborn only. Yeah. No one here has crossed the Rubicon. There is one, but we're using him as a big Marine, aren't we?
Yeah, he's like possibly going to be the chapter master unless I decide to give him back to you and put him in the Chaos Army.
Oh, I'm not going to repaint him.
No.
I did a really good paint job on that one.
I'm going to put him in front of the camera now.
Yeah,
see if we can. He might not focus well.
No.
Let's see what we can do. Is this guy a Primaris?
Yeah. You might need to put your hand behind him.
Yeah.
Because he's in the shadow there.
Any good?
Yeah, just pull back.
No,
it's not too good. Oh, no, it's okay. Yeah. It's a bit blurry. Blurry.
Sorry about that. Let's do it. See if we can do it better.
Yeah. Why don't we switch cams and bring him down?
Do it like that. Put it on there. Yeah, we'll give it a go.
Okay.
I'll switch cams for a bit. See what we can do. Oh, wrong one. Overhead cam. There we go. So let's have a look. How we're looking. Can you see it on the monitor?
Yeah, and if you tell you what we could do.
Got to put him on that.
Yeah, that's the way. That's it. So spin him round.
There he is.
Like that.
The only one.
There we go. That's the only Primaris. I brought some others round and they were turned away at the door.
Yep.
Too big.
They look silly compared to the others. No, it's just compared to the others.
Yeah,
They just
absolutely,
didn't work. You know?
absolutely. So there will be only firstborn, which obviously makes it a little bit harder. Now, whilst we're talking about that, there is an in-between stage that I think we should come to, which is one of the other things that you've acquired recently.
That's right. So I didn't realise they still made Mark 6.
Yeah.
So I managed to get a couple of these boxes of, well, let's do that.
So the Horus Heresy.
Yeah, this stuff. That one there.
Yeah.
So tell us about this.
So when they launched the Horus Heresy as a whole plastic range, they started, in fact, the first box set, Age of Darkness, where you got the rules and you got a whole bunch of Mark 6 Marines, took me all the way back to those days of Rogue Trader and the original RTB01 set. And so I was like, right, I really like the idea of the Horus Heresy. I like what it's all about. I'm going to build out some Emperor's Children to do the purple and gold armor, which I hadn't done before. And then what they've done subsequently is they've released these Combat Force boxes, which are really good value, to be fair. And you can get, I think they do another one, which is like a Mark II or a Mark III.
Well, what they do is they also do a tactical squad. I think it's 20 Mark 6 troops.
Yep.
You've just got a tactical squad that goes with this one. So I've ordered a couple of those as well.
Okay, and they're just slightly taller.
Just slightly bigger than the
Just slightly taller than the originals.
Now, so they don't look out of sorts.
And I think we'll see how we get on. Yeah. That now they're obviously designed for 32mm bases.
Yep.
Yours are 25mm.
Yeah.
What's the difference between 7mm? What we can do is we can look to see if we can print some 25mm bases.
Yeah.
And I think quite a few of them might be able to fit on those 25mm bases, or maybe a 28mm base.
Yeah. Let's see what we got here with these. So those would have been these are the ones that we got sent by Toth from the US.
Okay.
So that's a 32mm base.
32mm base. Yeah.
So looking at what we've got, we got a lovely little painted Scout here. Yeah, it's dramatically bigger, isn't it?
Yeah.
Let's face it, it is dramatically bigger. I don't know. Yeah, I guess it is what it is. Yeah.
So Kevin Cadfield, 2514. I like the idea, guys. Me and all my friends have written our art rules called Funhammer. It's a mix of all editions.
Nice.
So you've spent time being able to take all the best bits.
Yeah.
Yeah, it sounds really cool.
That's a brilliant idea. That's what I wanted to do, but Richard wouldn't let me.
Old Night Tavern.
He said I wouldn't have time.
Yeah, well, you haven't. You've still not painted all of those Scouts.
I know.
Old Night Tavern. Hello, lads. Missed the beginning, but stream looks great. Thank you very much. So Hush 3387.
Can we say thank you to him back?
Yeah,
Who
yeah.
was it?
Old Night Tavern. Hello, lads.
Thanks very much for watching Old Night Tavern. That's amazing. Thank you.
Hush 3387. So does your chapter already have some lore of some kind? Does it have antagonists or allies you might plan on representing in minis in the future?
Tons.
Yeah.
Yep.
There
Tons
is
of lore that I'm working on.
Yeah.
It's not all documented yet, but I've made a website.
Yeah.
Okay, and the website has got like I've done this infographic.
Yeah.
And it's got like the organization of the chapter and all of that. And I've built out the fleet. So I've got a fleet of about 16 or 18 ships. I've got some lore coming in about why it's a fleet-based chapter. So let's just talk about that just for a moment. So basically, in the Great Crusade, the Primarch of the White Scars finds the Fighting Tigers world. Okay, Shavatra, we're calling it, and recognised the potential of the people there, and founded the Fighting Tigers Space Marine chapter.
Okay, so after the heresy.
After the heresy, yeah. So
second founding chapter.
So it's the second founding chapter. So we didn't fight in the heresy, none of that business. So second founding chapter, and the idea is that on their first assignment, a Tyranid hive fleet arrived at their homeworld. They made it back in time to engage them, but not in time
to save the planet.
to basically do enough to be able to save the planet. So the return of the Fighting Tigers to their homeworld was not to smash the Tyranid hive fleet, it was to see if they could evacuate the world. Okay, or evacuate as much as they could of the remaining elements of the chapter and get out of that system. And so a lot of my lore at the moment is around that episode and how they became a fleet-based chapter. So the Sword of Shavatra is the battle barge which the chapter master controls and resides on. Then we've got other battle barges like Tiger's Leap and Night Saber and things like that. And then I've also thought about, so how does this fleet work? So we've got the Anvil of Shavatra, which is a like a manufactorum ship. Okay. And then we've got processing ships as well, which provide food and sustenance. I think I'm up to about 180,000 people in the fleet at the moment. And that includes serfs, that includes servitors, and a measly 1,000 marines.
Right. Okay. So, absolutely.
So these are all the things I'm working on. So it's really interesting for me to be actually building this out properly, because up until a few years ago, whilst I'd played quite a few games with the Fighting Tigers years ago, and then they'd been proxied in for all kinds of things. They didn't have a like a real history, because I kind of went off playing 40k when Epic came out.
Right. Okay.
And I, when I was
then you
playing
got into
Epic,
Eldar.
I got into Eldar.
Bloody Xenos. God, crikey.
So
heresy. We all cried.
Heretic.
Yeah. So, Primaris Marine sounds like heresy. Yes, it is heresy. We're using. I got given a load of, and I bought some ages ago. So we're using all of them as a renegade.
The
chapter.
Primaris ones.
Right. I'm painting them up. They look a little bit like Ultramarines.
Right.
A little bit. They've got brass trim and blue armor, but it's quite a dark blue. And I'm going to do quite a fair amount of weathering on them. Eventually, but they're also going to have sort of arcane markings on them, and they're going to be used as a Primaris sort of half a company that have been lost in the war and decided to strike out on their own. Primaris Space Marines. Who'd have them? So,
right. Let's have a quick look in here. I haven't seen one of these yet, Richard.
Okay, so Hush3387 said, I discovered your channel recently, so I might not have all the info. Sorry in advance. No apologies required. We're really
don't worry about that.
We're really pleased you're here.
No, it's lovely to have you watching. Yeah. And you mustn't worry about that. I don't have all the information in advance a lot of the time, so I shouldn't worry. Looks like the Dreadnought. Oh, there's so many pieces. We need to farm these out to people to build.
No, I'm going to take the... I'll look after the Leviathans for the Evon scribes.
Okay, we'll see about that.
Well, you don't need them,
I do,
do you? What,
Yeah.
Leviathan dreadnoughts?
of course.
Yeah. Oh, okay. Didn't
Yeah.
think you'd have such
Look at that
heavy,
lot.
slow walking
Oh, maybe
lumbering
not.
beasts.
Yeah, we'll see.
Because they're really slow and lumbering.
Right. Games Workshop 2021 on these.
Yeah. So they are. That's when they released.
Okay.
That's just when they released.
But the size of everything
Yeah.
looks about
Yeah.
the same.
It's between.
Yeah.
It's between the Firstborn or the original Space
Yeah.
Marines, or I say the original Space Marines, the sort of the ones that
So-
were made in the 2000s, and those that came.
Yeah, okay. So you can see they're going to be a few millimeters higher, but
yeah.
it's not the end of the world.
No.
It's
no.
not the end of the world. This is, this is super exciting for me, having new
Yeah.
Space Marines to build.
And I think when you drop them into your army, your chapter, so that they'll be split up and
That's
pushed
right.
across. They'll look absolutely
100%. The idea when I put this together is to try and bring together like an eclectic mix of troops. I don't want everything to look identical and the same. They've been on campaign for the best part of 10,000 years.
Yeah, right.
Things have been broken.
Mm-hmm.
New things have been made.
Yep.
Things have been fixed.
Yep.
Yeah, things have been found.
Yep.
So there's all kinds of stuff. I mean, you were talking earlier about the rhinos, for example.
Yeah.
So drag a couple of them over, and let's have a quick look at.
There's a completed one there.
Okay, so this is the one which I completed on a video recently. It's the only one probably that's complete. This is the one where I replaced the handrails with wire.
Yeah.
So now you can kind of do this with them.
Yeah,
And
I wouldn't.
And they don't, honestly, it won't break. You watch.
Yeah.
No, it won't. Oh, stop doing that, Noel. But so there's another one. So look, grab that one there. It's not painted.
Yeah.
And then we've got just collected today these.
Okay.
So why don't you have a quick chat about those, and we'll see if we're going to switch camera.
All right.
Just pop these
so
away.
what I'm holding in my right hand here is a original
Mark 1
Rhino, and it's got the reconstructed handrails that you've constructed it using garden wire. And then what I've got in my left hand is a printed resin model, which is based on the sort of a more recent design.
Is it the Demos pattern?
Yeah, Demos pattern. Yeah.
Okay, let's just see. If I go over, I'm going to switch to overhead cam. So let's see what you can do now. Line some of these up for people and see what they look like.
Okay.
So I get the Apocalypse box out the way.
Yeah.
You can put a few bits.
So if we move, let me just pull that there.
Yeah.
So there we go. There's a completed Mark 1, but without the Rhino blade dozer, and then we've got this.
And is that
Demios.
my original, which hasn't got the dozer? Yeah, and I didn't put a blade on it, did I?
No.
I was like, oh well.
Never mind.
It's
Command.
It's not command. It's if you look at it, it's got a number 2 on it.
Yeah.
Second squads. Yeah.
Yeah. Second company, second squad.
That's it.
Yeah. There we go. So we've got these others here, which will need to be. They've got no tracks at the moment.
Got some tracks here.
Yeah.
There's a box here. No, there.
Okay.
Have a look in
Let's
there.
have a look at that. Okay. So.
Got another couple here.
Oh,
So this is what Keith's been printing for us this week.
Okay.
Now, what he's been doing is he's been using an 8K resin, and this is absolutely stunning. If you look at it, the quality. I mean, it's so smooth. It's just amazing. I'm genuinely blown away by it. Usually, you've got to anything that comes out of a 3D printer, whether it be FDM or resin, you've got a load of prep work. But I mean, there's hardly anything to do on these.
Yeah.
just
I mean,
absolutely.
look, that's with the tracks on.
Yeah. Okay. Well, let's
And-
show that up with
Yeah.
the tracks on. So we've just slipped the tracks in. I'm actually going to leave them off to paint them because it's just going to make it a lot easier. I made the mistake last time when I made these of sticking it all together before painting it,
Yeah.
and it ended up being a bit of a problem. What I'm planning to do with these ones though is I'm planning to put a rail on it.
Yep.
So what I'm going to do is while you chat, I'm just going to make a rail up,
Okay.
and let's see what it looks like.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. Okay.
let's switch to wide cam,
Okay.
and I'll get a bit of wire and I'll see
Yeah.
if I can
Okay.
put it together.
While you're doing that, I'm just
Yeah.
going to go through some of the comments here.
Yeah. Okay. Go ahead.
David Lee, I feel very fortunate that my forces are all original metals and a few plastic. I think I have about 40 of them. It's a lot of fun getting them on the table. It certainly is. There is a particular quality or feel when you're playing with metal miniatures on a table. I suppose for people of a certain age,
Yeah.
it's I suppose you feel like a sense of I've got my army. I've carried it to the wherever it is I'm playing, whether it's from downstairs to the kitchen table or put it in the car and travelled somewhere. It's got a certain weight to it because it's predominantly lead or
That's
that
right.
white metal.
That's right.
I've got a lot of Warhammer armies. I've got a Dogs of War army that is all metal.
Right.
It's quite heavy to carry
well,
about.
all of our really old stuff
Is metal.
is all metal, isn't it?
Yeah.
And now I'm very fortunate in that perhaps, I mean, R2B01 was plastic, let's face it. There wasn't much you could do about that. So I'm thinking that's going to go right round those.
Yeah.
So the RTB01 was plastic. That it was what it was.
Yeah.
But then we got a few like metal personalities. But do you know what my favourite Marines are? Is not the personalities. It's the troopers.
Yeah.
That are in metal.
That
are you know just putting a mag back in, or
Yeah.
you know just in a slightly different pose.
Yeah, or the one that's been shot to bits. You know, he's got blown armor, or
"Ooh,
yeah.
hurt." And the reason I love them is because the sculpts are all slightly different, and they've got so much character.
Yeah.
So fair play if your army is largely metal, then that's a lovely thing to play with.
Yeah.
Let's see if we can get this.
So looking down, we've got so Old Knight Tavern's building some veteran breaches at the moment for Sons of Horus. You treacherous dog. It's all right. I've got an Emperor's Children army for Horus Heresy. I can flip either way.
Yeah, actually, if you have a look later on the channel, we did a little video on that.
That's
about
right.
Over a year ago.
Yeah,
now, wasn't
right.
it?
Yeah.
So
I've finished more of them recently.
Because there's quite a few. I mean, when we did the video, you had quite a few unfinished.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, you know,
it's a load more recently.
It was interesting to see.
Yeah.
What else?
Old Knight Tavern. So cool. The amount of people that are needed to keep a Marine force running is fascinating.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. I mean, even if you think about sort of the modern logistics of any military, it's a huge undertaking, and logistics are critical to any combat mission. So yeah, taking it into the far future of the 41st millennium, you're going to need an awful lot of munitions being made, especially the way Space Marines push out bolt rounds from their rifles, right?
That's right.
So
and especially the way I'm planning to fight, because I'm not planning to deploy the Marines unless I have to.
Yeah, right.
I'm planning to just destroy everything with, from orbit.
Yeah.
Why land and do anything with the Marines when I can destroy it all from orbit?
Well, you know why, don't you?
There seems no point.
Because the verdigris convergence aren't a ship. They don't arrive with fleets.
No,
they arrive planet side. which makes it quite a challenge
Yep.
because it means that you don't know where they're going to turf up.
That's right.
Which means you have to commit your scouts.
Yeah.
Which means you're then going to have to commit
very
grounds.
Probably quite an asymmetrical game.
Yeah.
When the scouts get caught.
Yep.
And this is one of the games I've already thought of a really cool scenario we can play. So don't have many scouts, like maybe 30 scouts versus like 150 chaos.
Yeah.
They can all hide.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we're going to use the hide rules.
Yeah.
They're all going to stay in cover.
Yeah.
They've got to maintain a homing beacon for a set number of turns because it was going to be Rogue Trader rules. Basically, under the Rogue Trader rules, the deviation for planet side for orbital bombardment was horrendous.
Yeah.
But if you had a homing beacon down, then it hits dead.
Yeah.
So the idea is the scouts put the homing beacon where it needs to be, keep it there for a couple of turns, and then all hell breaks loose on the planet.
And I think one of the other points to make, I know we're talking about the Fighting Tigers this afternoon, but the Verdigris Convergence isn't just Chaos Space Marines. It is a quite the chaotic force, and much like the Horus Heresy, you've got traitor regiments of Imperial Guard or Astra Militarum. You've got demons. You've got the dregs of the 41st millennium, so, what they call the abhumans and the mutants, and we played the beastmen, and
we've played a game that was developed long before Warhammer 40k was conceived, called Laserburn.
Yeah,
and Imperial Commander, and in those we had these characters called Spaceway Scum.
Yeah,
and so we're having Spaceway Scum.
Oh, there's loads of them. So some of these games will be quite asymmetrical, where there are literally hundreds of these sort of second-rate troops or going up against Space Marines, squads of Space Marines, and that really does reflect the whole nature of how Space Marines fight. Is that the ratio of Space Marines to opposition, unless it's Chaos Space Marines, is usually pretty overwhelming. In terms of the amount and volume of
what they're up against.
Yeah, but because they're transhuman and they're sort of super soldiers, that they should be able to carry the day.
What do we think?
That looks pretty good. Do you want to get that under the camera?
Don't know how we're going to do that, but let's see what we can do. Yeah.
Yeah.
So what I've done is I've found a bit more of this fencing wire. I've bent it round to look a lot like, I think this will stand out, to look a lot like one of these. Let's see if we can get it.
You might need to
switch cameras.
So whilst you're switching cameras, I'm just going to have a look. So Kevin Cadful, I've my own chapter, and also think it was half the fun coming up with your own lore. I quite agree. I'm doing something which is a little bit different, and we'll talk about that later.
Here we go. Look, are we?
There we go. There we go.
Is it in focus?
Yeah, I think so. Let me just see on my screen here. Yeah.
Okay, so what we're looking at is the orange one is a Mark 1 Rhino. Okay.
Yeah.
So it's a Mark 1 Rhino, and it's had the we're calling them handrails. They were actually a Games Workshop ex-employee told me they were designed as radio aerials.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
In the style of the radio aerials on the German sort of armored cars.
Okay. Yeah.
So I'm trying to work out how I go there. There we go.
So like the 222 or
the SDKFZ 251, all that kind of thing. So the idea is they're a radio antenna.
Yeah.
Okay. And so they all broke. This one's now got a wire, and now this one. I thought these Demos pattern ones, they're going to look far more in keeping if we can. There we go. If we can put something on them.
I think all of them should have that.
Yeah, I mean, it's a lot of extra work, but what do you think, guys? Is it worth doing? I think I might, while you're chatting about whatever you were going to chat about. What I'll do is I'll put a couple, because it's got those supports that come out of the side sponson part way down. I'm just going to put a couple of those on. So let me switch it back to the other camera, so you can talk about your.
Yeah, before I get to that, at Wilson Family Jewellery, good afternoon indeed. Thanks for joining the live stream.
Thank you.
So coming back to Kevin Cadfell 2514, I'm building out a legion. So in the original lore, they talk about the 2nd and the 18th, I think it is, legions, the original foundings.
Okay.
And both were censured for various reasons, and there's lots of wild stories. I think it was done at the time so that people could just create their own chapter. And this was in the Rogue Trader days. The Horus Heresy was kind of like a byline, and so the whole concept of legions came later.
Well, if you look at the rules,
yeah,
they weren't called Space Marine chapters in Rogue Trader.
They were called legions.
They were called legions.
They're called legions. Yeah.
So it's the Legios Astartes.
Yeah. Absolutely. So
not even Adeptus Astartes.
No. So I'm working on a legion that's a 2nd founding legion loosely based around Babylonian kind of ideas. And that's something that we can talk about another day.
So we had a trip to the British Museum, didn't we? Is that what sparked you off?
Yeah.
Or did you already have that idea?
No, I kind of I had that. I wanted to do something relatively original. Nothing's completely original these days, but I looked at the legions that had been founded, and so you've got your Romans, you've got your Greeks, you've got your Vikings in the
Space Wolves.
You've got the Khan and his sort of whole Attila the Hun and the whole concept of that type of warfare, and then you've got things in between, like the slave armies of Spartacus and things like that, which became maybe the World Eaters. Must be a bit of influence there. So I wanted to do something a little bit different, and so I'm creating this esoteric chapter, legion rather, that use siege warfare, but it's all quite sort of again asymmetric. That they don't just use big guns; they use a lot of technology and comms
and
psychic powers in order to overwhelm their opponents. But that's something that we're beginning to sort of flesh out and work on behind the scenes. Wilson Family Jewellery, you're starting a project, White Scars, soon. I'll be interested to see how that comes along. So please do share with us and let us know how you get on with that. David Lee says, I hope to see some Chuck Dreadnoughts among the ranks of the Fighting Tigers. We do have Dreadnoughts.
Go and drag them over.
Yeah.
I'll tell you what, I'll drag them over in a sec.
Okay.
Let me get this.
We've got some really old Dreadnoughts, and we've got some more modern Dreadnoughts.
And we've got some brand new ones in that box.
Yeah, but they're a bit lumbering and a bit slow. You might want to let the Airborne Scribes have them. I'm just saying.
Okay. How do you know they're slow?
Well, because the rules say they're slow. So is it a regular Codex Astartes chapter, aside from the fact they are fleet-based, or have you any peculiarities in their chapter composition?
Yes, we do have a peculiarity in that they're based on an 8-man squad, not a 10-man squad. Okay. It's still going to end up being about 1,000 Marines.
Yeah.
But I decided that an 8-man squad makes them more adaptable. The idea is that because they're fleet based and they're expected to work independently, they do a double term as a scout.
Yeah.
So the scout company is 160-ish strong rather than 80.
Yeah.
10 squads of 10.
Yeah.
It's 10 squads of 8. But the scout company is 20 squads of 8.
Yeah.
Yeah. And they spend longer as scouts because fighting tigers are expected to be able to work and think and act independently. Okay. And that's drummed into them from the point that they become scouts, and then it's carried through right until they become veterans. Okay, so that's an idiosyncrasy that we can talk about in a bit more detail.
Okay.
In a sec. Let me. Oh, go on and just do this. And look at that. That's worked out all right.
Yeah. Okay. So, Billy068, are you going to show us what you received or talk us to death? Well, probably a bit of both.
The cameras are rubbish.
The cameras are rubbish. So at the moment,
Yeah.
so let's see what we can muster up.
I've made this. If I switch this over.
And King of the Cheese, hey there. Hope everyone's having a great hobby day. Yes, we are. Thank you very much. Hope you are too. I think then what we probably want to do is, if we want to get on and show things that we've got here, let's have a look.
The camera in. So there we go. We've got a rail working there. Look, just there.
Yeah.
So I think that's worked out pretty well.
Yeah.
And for a Demos pattern rhino that's not supposed to have a handrail, that looks all right. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Absolutely.
Okay. So we need what? 4 more like that.
Yeah.
So 7 more rails to do.
7 more
but
rails.
We're not going to do that now because I think people want to see stuff. So.
Yeah. So let's have a look at what's in these boxes over here. So let's start with what you've got here.
Okay. Move that right down.
Yeah.
Go move it down. Move it down. We'll lose it otherwise. I'll never find it later. Listen, it's. I tell you what, it's such a challenge doing this and not having enough time to do it. Am I going to switch cameras?
Maybe. Yeah,
let's switch cameras for a bit and see. So the challenge I've got is a full-time job.
Yeah.
And a family.
Yeah.
And oh my goodness.
Yeah.
So much stuff. So how are we going to do this, Richard? We're going to lay it out on the table, then switch cameras.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah.
Or do we just? I'm worried about bringing that one in closer, but maybe that's what we can do.
Yeah, let's go for it.
Let's try it. Let's bring this one in closer. If it breaks, we'll just
switch to the overhead.
Yeah. Okay. Let's see how we go. We're still going. There we go.
Thanks, David Lee 3311. That handrail looks good. Now he's been practicing, so he's got the measure of it now. Okay, so let's just turn this box around like that, and let's open it up and see. So, Ugloves Armory recently has procured some boxes from KR Multicase.
So get it right in the middle.
Yep. Like that, there we go. There we are.
That.
Yep.
There you go.
There we go.
So KR Multicase right now, and I'm not employed by them. I don't get anything from them.
No.
So all I'm saying is they were awesome.
Yeah.
They're doing a half price sale right now for March.
Right.
So I put some stuff in to get a few cases. I realised that if I get a 6x6, I can fit 36 pretty big Space Marine guys in.
Yep.
It means I can do 1 case per company.
Okay.
I can fit basically 1 company in each one, which is great from a storage play point of view. But when I found out they were half price, because I was only going to get 5, I couldn't afford any more. And then I saw, hang on a minute,
a half price.
Let's go for it. So I bought 10.
So you got 10. So that's pretty much your chapter.
Now what happened is we put in for 10 and 5 turned up, and I was like, oh my goodness, what's happened?
Yeah.
So I phoned them and they were like, don't worry, we'll track it for you. We'll sort it out. No worries. It's gone to a different shipping hub than the other case.
Okay.
And so basically, it turned up a few days later.
Okay.
Yeah.
Fine.
So you've just done it.
Yeah.
There. So what are we looking at here?
So Which company is this?
Don't know, because they're all jumbled up now.
You haven't marked them up yet?
No, I haven't marked them up yet. And this
Okay,
is
brilliant.
And the reason for this is not because I like just doing things chaotically. The reason for this is because I have got so many different types of marines in this collection that I don't want a company of this sort, a company of that sort, a company of the other sort. I want them to be jumbled up into
organic
squads of different types of builds. Now this lot here are slightly different. This is Terminators in here.
Okay.
So that's
because they're older Terminators, they fit in the same box.
Well, they're all metal as well.
So that's a nice heavy.
That is careful, because that's going to break.
So I wonder if we can perhaps just put that up to the camera. So there we go. We've got mostly Terminators with a couple of character models in there. There might be a rogue plastic Terminator in there as well, but you haven't got many of them.
No,
no,
very few.
4 or 5.
So I think we've got something like 80-90% metal Terminators at the moment.
Right.
But we're only going to have 40 in the chapter in the first company. Because the other half, the veterans, are going to be deployed as power armored troops for flexibility. It's really important. So here's the Scouts company I've got so far. Got about 80. I've got another 10 across the way there, which aren't even undercoated. So these, we've got 8 painted, and then we've got the rest of them on the way.
So it's pretty much half
the Scouts are done. So let's have a quick look in here. We've got another bunch of trays here. So we're building out one of the tactical companies here.
Right.
Okay. But still
Although
a long way.
You've got some assault troops there.
That's what. Sorry.
This is the assault. This is the assault company.
Assault company.
Okay.
So, but what I wanted to do was, rather than just having this idea that assault troops are supposed to be close combat, assault troops are supposed to move fast. Not just be in close combat. So I'm actually going to fit them out with bolters, with support weapons, so that when I deploy, I'm doing the right thing. And if someone says, but you're not allowed to do that, then we're Space Marines.
We change the data card.
Yeah, we'll change the card.
Change the data card for our game.
It's all right. And you know,
I think the thing
to remember,
playing
you,
and we're not playing a tournament.
No.
You know, we're not doing match play. We're fighting narrative battles. So, you know.
So what we've got here is a largely painted force in the new style. So the new style is a Wraithbone undercoat like this. Then we use a Gryph-hound orange contrast paint to create the orange, a dry brush with a lighter orange, then the stripes go on. Okay, so you got one there that's dry brushed. Okay, so this chap's been dry brushed. So once we've dry brushed, then we're on to tiger stripes. I've got one over here actually. So we've got a tiger stripe guy here. So here we've got the tiger stripes. So now from tiger stripes you go to the details that need to be like a bone color. So like the Aquila, the purity seals, those bits and pieces. Then we go in with black on the belts, black on the backpacks, the weapons, things like that. And then gradually we're taking it to a finished state. I don't tend to dry brush too much of it.
No.
I will dry brush the weapons and the backpacks, because if you don't, they tend to look a bit harsh. And then for some weapons, what I'm doing is I'm just bringing in a bit of detail. I'm not going to do it on all the heavy weapons, but on some of them, like on this missile launcher, for example, I've picked it out in a kind of a gunmetal color, and I've done the missiles, I've done the rockets in this kind of engineering green, which is a really lovely juxtaposition with the orange.
Yeah.
You know, it just sits so well. They look pretty good. They look pretty good in the orange, and then when you put that green with them alongside the black, it really sets them off. I'm really pleased with how it's coming together.
Yeah.
Can show you that on the. Do you want to just grab the Storm Eagle?
Yeah. So quick question.
Yeah.
How do you plan on painting all of this? Do you have any specific strategy to manage all of it?
So at the moment, I'm in build mode. Okay. And that build mode means build as much as I can as quickly as possible, and try and get, I would say, at least half the chapter built and started painting. Once I've got it all undercoated like that, what I want to do is, now that I've got the boxes, is get it into the boxes. Okay. Then I can sort out my companies. I've got a lot of command figures, so I've organized them with 80 sort of you're gonna sneeze?
No. Excuse me.
So we've got 80 battle brothers, which are essentially a sergeant and 7 battle brothers, 2 probably with a heavy weapon, as a standard sort of squad. But then we're going to have a command, like a HQ squad, which will be a captain, 4 lieutenants, and an apothecary, a tech marine, a comms guy, a chaplain. So essentially, each company is 90. Once I've got them organized into these trays, I can then look at a box at a time, because there'll be basically a company in a box, and I'm going to manage it by doing a company at a time. And then I'll probably do it. I'll probably get the whole lot of them orange. All 89 of them orange. Get all 89 of them with that dry brush. And then once we've got the dry brush on, do them in like squads. Maybe 2 squads with the black, and then take it from there. But at that point, I'll have mixed them up. So I won't be painting, because one of the things that puts me off painting is painting the same figure too many times. It's too much. So what I wanted to show you here was the Storm Eagle in a bit of a close up. So we painted this, built it and painted it on a vid a couple of weeks ago. And what I did to sort of put some accent on it was these green kind of engineering areas. So and it makes it a really nice sort of base for my shark's teeth, which we've got on the flank here. But essentially, if you just had the tiger pattern all over it, I think it would look a bit mundane, especially when you see 7 or 8 of them together. But now that we're putting these accented areas on them, I just thought that it started to look nice. And then I thought to myself, well, hang on, spread it out across the whole chapter. You know. So this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to spread that engineering green out. Across the whole thing. Like you can see this guy here, as I mentioned, he's got his rockets. This chap here, he's got a flamer. He's actually a metal figure, this one, by the way. He's got the tank, and the spare tank for the flamer are in the engineering green. Again, you know.
So it's almost like a utilitarian
colour. That's it. You know, if you think about those sort of museum pieces we've seen, when they were built, they were paint it green or grey, one or two,
roll it out,
roll it out, and honestly, green looks good against the orange rather than grey, and then do the bases grey. You know, I mean, this guy here with this great big heavy weapon, he hasn't been matte coated yet, but you can see how I've picked that out with the gunmetal. And the pipes are green, you know, and then with the grey on the base, it's I think it's going to look good. It's coming together nicely. So some of the command figures, the honor guards and such like, we're going to bring some gold in. So we've got some gold here. just picking out the bolter. He's going to pick out his shoulders, some of his insignia, but we're not going to do that on too many of them.
No.
They're generally going to be this kind of bone finish.
Yeah.
You know, you think back to that original Terminator box,
Yeah.
and the Terminator Honor badge being in a kind of
a bone white.
A bone white, yeah.
Okay. I think, why don't we put these miniatures away?
Okay.
And then we'll get the other boxes that we need to pull out and have a look at.
Okay. Well, let's pop this upright while we do that, so people can see us. There we go. You're going to come into shot.
Okay. Yep.
Okay. Right, let's see what we can do. We don't really need to stress about which box they go in, as long as they go in a box.
Go in a box.
So I think everyone can see there is a tremendous amount of work to do to build everything. It is a lot of painting. I am in some ways regretting doing a Space Marine chapter, but at other times I am so excited to be doing a Space Marine chapter. And it really depends what kind of a week I've had.
Yeah,
you know,
absolutely.
So when I've not been able to get out here, I find it quite frustrating and quite stressful.
Yeah, I think one of the things with this, and it comes back to a question that one of you guys that's watching asked, was how you going about it, and I think it's a bit like eating the elephant. How do you eat it? Well, you eat it in parts.
Yeah.
And with this, you've got to avoid burnout, and the way to avoid burnout is a couple of hours, sort of every
and not just that, not just that
with regularity.
You've got to give yourself variety.
Yeah.
I mean, let's face it. I'm painting 960 guys orange.
Yeah.
Well, actually, I'm not just painting 960 guys orange.
No.
I'm building rhinos.
Yeah.
I'm making flyers. I'm trying to source stuff. I'm writing lore.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so part of the fun of it, or a massive part of the excitement for me, is actually writing the lore. And I can't wait to start documenting it better than what I've documented it right now.
Yeah, I think because the documentation, that part is it's hard, but it's also really important because it helps create and gives that vibrancy to actually what the work that you're doing.
But I'm worried that I'll spend hours on it and not many people might read it.
Yeah, but I think that's the thing, right? It doesn't really matter.
I know.
You've done it.
Yeah.
Few of us will have read it.
Yeah.
And that's the
and that's enough.
And that's enough,
Yeah, fair enough. Right.
So we've got something else to share.
How are we doing for time, buddy?
We've got roughly 50 minutes.
Okay.
So there's another thing that we're gonna share.
Push this round here.
Yep. Let me put this on. Put that lid on, and then we will. Okay, so we've got a nice clear space. So
we've got one of these here.
We've got this complete Storm Eagle. I'm just going to pop that there. Trying to grab the box.
So what do we do? Do we angle the camera down?
Yeah, angle it down again. So what we've got here is I'm just going to present.
Am I going to do that?
So what we've got here is a box.
There we go.
We've got
another box.
And then we've got a small box with bits and pieces in. So this represents part of the Fighting Tigers air wing.
So we don't have any Thunderhawks yet, but we do have enough pieces here to make 7 more Storm Eagles. Okay, so somebody needs to get on and make them. Probably me, yeah?
Probably. King of the Cheese 3416. What company make those boxes? It's KR Multicase. If you're in the UK, they're a UK supplier, but I do think they have an American outlet.
Yep. I'm sure
if you go to the website So KR Multicase, and check their website out. You should be able to see an American partner. Obviously, not sure where you are, and if you're in Europe, then I think you go through the UK.
What I liked about them, and the first time I saw them, it raised my eyebrows. What I liked about them is their cardboard.
Yep.
And they're light.
Yep.
And they just work.
Yeah.
You know, that's the thing that. Now, question that I was asked is, where on earth am I going to put 8 Storm Eagles?
In a box.
In some more boxes, yeah. And I've no idea which ones, but you know.
One of the things we talked about is how we're storing tanks and vehicles and flyers. So I think that's something to just quickly mention. Whilst we've bought and got hold of these KR Multicases for the infantry, they do boxes for tanks and flyers and jet bikes and things. But to be honest with you, you'd probably be able to create a cheaper alternative using really useful boxes.
Yeah, which is what we're going to do after this.
What the plan is for all of the vehicles.
Wow, look at this. Keith's done us proud, look.
Yep.
There we go. Next one. So these have all been printed, except for this lighter coloured one. They've all been printed with this 8K resin. And they are absolutely smooth as anything. They are absolutely brilliant.
You certainly don't
you might not be able to get them all to stay together, so I shouldn't worry. It's nice just to put enough sets together, you know.
Yeah.
So we've got a whole box of these parts here, which need to be carefully sorted through. What we identified with the prototype that we built was that by printing the wings separately, if they don't quite fit in place, which, as you can imagine, because it's resin, they don't, because things warp slightly, you can now sand them independently, and it makes it much easier to get the whole thing to fit together.
Was that a one piece?
No, it wasn't. We were given the option of both, and then we used this dorsal piece that covers the join, and it's seamless, and they went together honestly so well. It was so quick to build. I did do a video of me building it, and it actually took something like 30 minutes or so. And that was it. It was built. It was done. I can't find the piece that goes on the back, but never mind. But this 8K resin is absolutely
and this is what
lovely.
Failed parts.
That's a load of failed parts, basically, that we can make a wrecked one with. I've got one over there, actually, if you want to grab it. Can you see that?
Yep.
That wrecked piece over there?
Yeah. So that was the first one, wasn't it?
So this one here, Keith actually printed this. This was a single piece, and printed this in FDM. And as it's FDM, it's not quite as accurate as the resin, and nothing quite fits. Okay, so it's ever so slightly too long somewhere. This bit's ever so slightly too wide. This bit is ever so slightly too short to fit over the back. So it was going to be a lot of work to get this right. So what we're going to do is we're going to use this to build a wrecked one, a crashed one.
Yeah, and certainly with these other failed parts, what you can do is create other debris.
Yeah.
Again, it's more scatter terrain for certain battlefields.
Yeah.
Or if one gets taken out, then it can drop.
Unlikely, but yeah.
We'll wait and see. But when it gets taken out, with a full complement inside it, when we can then sort of have an exploded sort of mini mushroom cloud and a load of
bits on the ground.
Yeah, so there's lots of it's nothing's left to waste.
No,
all
absolutely.
gets used. I
mean, Keith even gave me these. He'd been printing a like a large scale, like a 1/6 scale figure recently, and it had some bits of terrain that went with it, and he was like, "What do you think, Noel? Can you use those?" And if you have a look, I mean, it's the resin's completely failed there, but this stonework's beautiful.
Yeah.
It's lovely. So all I've got to do is ham that up with a bit of filler, and we've got a bit more grimdark terrain.
That and some plants.
Yeah,
To create
that's
a
it.
sort of a,
you know, we've got
weathered.
we've got some grimdark terrain all of a sudden. All you've got to do is disguise,
Yeah.
you know, disguise this with a bit of filler and a bit of sand, and we're good, you know. So
Okay,
So
at
there we
Keith
go.
Cooder, thank you for everyone's benefit. The resin Elegoo 8K Space Grey ABS like 3.0.
So there you go. I mean, what we were hoping to do at some point is we're going to get Keith onto a stream with us so that he can talk in a lot more detail. And you know, if people are watching or watch this in the future, if you want to mention that you're interested and you'd really like to get Keith onto a movie, onto a vid to talk about his 3D printing, then just
give us a shout.
Give us a shout. Let us know, and we'll put a bit more pressure on him.
Yeah,
'cause he's a busy guy as well.
Yeah, absolutely.
So he used to game with us pretty frequently back in the late 80s. He was a bit of a laser burn player, wasn't he? But then when we got into our more massed games, he wasn't quite so interested.
No.
But the fascination, the engineering side of it, because he loves engineering. When I said to him a couple of years ago, I'm thinking of helping Richard build this terrain, and it was that stuff that's just behind you. Look, the colonnades and all this kind of stuff.
This stuff here.
When we built that big table, he was like, I reckon I can help you with this.
Yep.
And I have to say, he's absolutely delivered.
I think without that capability, without that,
we'd never have done it, would we? It would have been your ruined desert city, which I didn't want to build.
No,
because we've already done one of those, and we hadn't done
we hadn't done the other.
Yeah.
So
I know we've talked a little bit about the Storm Eagles. These are all actually going to be for the Scout Company. The idea being that rather than driving in rhinos or bikes or something like that, let's just insert them where they need to be with a flyer. You see.
Yeah.
So the idea is that rather than a squad being assigned a vehicle, the vehicles are assigned to the company, and they use the right vehicle for whatever their mission might be. Okay. So I also thought that we could do something rather nice with rhinos as well. And when I was a bit younger, I made some of those Tamiya models, and actually the Matchbox ones of the Long Range Desert Group. And I thought, well, the Scouts should have some kind of similar type of vehicle to those Long Range Desert Group type things. So what I'm working on is some rhinos. And I'm doing it with the more modern ones. I'm trying to avoid using these where possible. I'd rather use the Demos pattern, but I'm using this one specifically because it's got an interior. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to build it out with tons of stowage on it. I'm going to put some pintle mounted heavy weapons. It's going to have extra fuel tanks. It's going to have extra baggage. It's going to have extra ammo on it. And the idea is to make it look like, if you like, the flavour of those long-range Desert Group vehicles, reflecting the fact that the Scouts might be put into theatre and have to actually stay in theatre for a long time, you know, that like maybe for months, living off the land, living off the supplies that they can carry with them. So,
yeah. So King of the Cheese says that he's been using covered metal cake pans for storing and moving his armies. Troops are all magnetized. There's quite a few people that we know that have done the same.
It's a good idea.
Yeah. It's cheap. You know, you just pay for the metal sheets or the magnets, and then
and you're good.
And you're good to go. Whereas people like us have half-assed it, put them in a bag.
Haven't thought it through.
I mean, if we go back, let's have a look at these.
Okay.
I'm going to pull this down. So this is what the
1990 vintage.
Yeah, this is what the Fighting Tigers were in originally. There we go. So
foam board,
and a copy box.
Yep.
Okay, so corrugated cardboard for the base, and then foam core, foam board.
So that was my
construction.
original RTB01s. Lived
Yeah.
in these for about 35 years.
Yeah, and some that had big guns didn't always
fit
because nothing was
no.
like agricultural measurements, as
There
we'd
was
say in Germany.
agricultural measurements. It was about that.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was about that.
Okay, so we've got, how many of these will you have in total? How many?
Well, 8 for now.
Okay, 8 for now.
Yeah.
But there's more to follow.
Well, we'll see. What I want to do is see how big the Thunderhawk is
Okay.
when it's on the table.
Yep.
And what is my appetite for storage?
Yeah. Thunderhawk's roughly twice the length, I think.
It is
of one
twice
of
the
these.
length of one of these, yes. It's going to be about that long and about that wide. And
Yeah.
it's all a case of how many of those we can store. Because my goal is not just to play
Yeah.
a game. My goal is to set the chapter up and go, that's what a chapter looks like.
Yeah.
With its air support.
Yeah.
With its vehicles.
Yeah.
Because a lot of people have made a Space Marine chapter and they've done an amazing job.
Mm.
But I don't know if they've fully captured all of the air support, all of the vehicles, all of the other bits and pieces. So my goal is to try and fill it up,
So
do it properly.
Keith Kuda has come back 50 centimetres.
50 centimetres.
So that's half a metre.
Yeah, that's
So,
a ruler.
yeah.
So that ruler is 450. So it's actually a bit longer than that ruler.
So you're looking at about 19 inches
Yeah.
for our
20.
20 inches for our cousins in America.
There we go. Yep, that's going to be big.
Yeah.
So we're going to need a bit more storage.
Yeah.
And it's going to be interesting to see how tall they are as well. And, you know, how much, I mean, can you tessellate them? Is it going to break them?
Yeah, it might be one per box.
Yeah, and maybe they can be in pieces. Who knows? You know,
Yeah,
if you
well,
magnet them,
yeah,
magnet
you
them
might
together.
Yeah,
you know,
it might be
take
you
a
can
leaf,
do that with some of the bits and pieces, but
take a leaf out of the carrier fleets that we see. You know, the wings fold up.
Yeah.
You know, can we do the same with the Thunderhawks? Can we
Maybe.
make the dorsal piece come off?
Just
Because
magnetise it
if that dorsal piece
Yeah.
came off and the gun turret
come-
came off,
Yeah.
then you might find you can stack them quite safely.
Yeah.
you know?
Yeah.
And so I've asked Keith to do a prototype
Yeah.
so we can look at how we're going to put them together. You know, decide how we're gonna build them out.
Yeah,
So-
sure. Okay. We've got about 25 minutes left before the stream ends. Is there anything else that you've acquired that we need to pull out and show, or is it?
I don't think so. I
Okay.
think you know, now it's a case of deciding what to build.
Okay. What I
deciding
think
what to do.
what would be really useful for
Yeah.
us if people are willing to provide feedback is what sort of things you think you would like to see this channel working on within the sphere of this chapter build. You know, what do you want a live stream of just making and painting Space Marines and talking about it? It might be that you yourself are actually listening to this channel and watching whilst doing your own painting session. So please do provide us with feedback, because it's always really useful to get that. Whether it's good, bad or indifferent, it helps this channel grow in terms of how we produce content and make content that's going to come out in successive.
Yeah, and that people want to see.
Yeah,
you know?
yeah. Ultimately, we want to be able to do things that people are really interested in. Or maybe there's things that we're doing that maybe you haven't, that you've got a different idea of how it can be built, and we appreciate all of that.
Oh yeah,
all of that information.
Some incredible feedback I've had is it changes every, you know, almost every video. Someone's got a good idea about something, and you know, it really helps me stay focused and just get all these new ideas. You know,
yeah,
it's brilliant.
Yeah,
really good.
Okay. I'm just looking through.
Yeah. Have we missed anything?
I think we've gone through.
What's this? Good old Metal Terminators.
Yeah. I've been through all
Okay.
that.
Right.
Yeah. Hush 3387. Dan Marine and Camo are cool. Yeah, that's a proper Rogue Trader aspect. And if you look at the original Rogue Trader rules, that the center pages had the two chapter pages of different Space Marine chapters, and most of them actually are wearing camo gear, aren't they?
No, they're not.
Where was that one then? Was that in chapter approved?
I think so. Yeah. I think you'll find in 40k a lot of the chapters are presented as red, blue, white, silver, and so on.
Okay.
There's not really very much in the way of
the camo.
No, but I tell you where you do see the camo. If you look in the Rogue Trader rules, what you'll do is you'll find that the black and white illustrations often have camo on the if you like, the action photos or the action illustrations of these guys going in and doing things, you know.
Sure. Okay. By the way, I'd say that seeing you build and talk about your chapter and what it does in universe would be super cool. And Hush 3387 also says, by the way, any conversions kit bash planned? There may well be with things like the verdigris convergence.
Well, let's start with that.
Yeah.
This is kind of a kit bash.
Okay.
I know at the moment it doesn't look like one. It's just a standard Rhino. But what I was talking about earlier about making this look like a long range desert group vehicle.
Yeah.
I'm going to put some antenna on it.
Okay.
I'm going to put a lot of stuff on it that stops it looking like a standard Rhino. I'm going to change the outline of it completely.
And I think that might be good for a live stream, like an hour build or something like that.
Okay, and somewhere, where's the box of bits?
Here we go.
Has that got
yeah.
Has that got the radar dishes?
Yeah.
So what we found, this guy on My Mini Factory has got some really, really cool models. And one of the things I found was this radar dish.
Okay. You want to hold that up to the camera?
I'm going to.
Yeah.
So if you see the size of that is absolutely spot on. So I'm going to use it to make some Damocles rather than buying a Damocles Rhino.
Yeah.
Certainly I'm not going to find a Mark 1 or an original one without paying a lot of money. But this, coupled with my Deimos body, and if I make a plate to cover this, I can now put my dish on here, and it comes with all of the mounting parts. I can't really show because that's going to happen, but it comes with a proper mount. It comes with about 4 or 5 pieces to make the mount.
Yeah,
it's so detailed. It's so cool. So that will be essentially a kit bash, because this is not designed for a Rhino. This is something else completely.
Yeah, sure.
So I'm going to do that. I'm going to put the rails on. Where's the one I did with the rails? So I'm going to put the rails on all of the Deimos pattern ones. I think that's going to be really cool.
Whilst we're talking, carry on. Sorry,
but this is the sort of thing you might be talking about.
Yeah. So, do you want to talk us through what this is?
So I did do a video on this a little while ago. This is what we call an Anaconda speeder, and this is what the Spaceway scum are going to take to the field in. I reckon I've got about 8 of these in production.
Yeah.
And what we've done is we've developed it, and it's just made with plastic card. People have said, "Can I show the plans for it?" And it's all done out of my head.
Yeah,
it's really hard to show the plans for it. I just cut and go.
Our friend Keith's actually working on an STL file.
Yeah,
of this.
That's right.
So
because it's made of plastic card, and because it was hard for me. I mean, I made it in the lounge at my digs when I was at university. it was hard to get curves. You know, I needed hair dryers and things to warm things up and make the curves. It's actually ended up looking a little bit like a 1980s sports car, like a Fiat X19 or a 70s Lamborghini Countach, you know, the old one, with these almost like its headlights have popped up, you know. And then my son saw it and said, "Oh, what are you doing with those anacondas?" And we'd been trying to think of a name for these things for years.
Yeah.
And all of a sudden, he'd named it an anaconda. So what we've done is we've developed. I've cut and built bodies for, I guess, another 6 or 8. But what I've done is I've also done a technical version, like a Hilux version, like a pickup truck,
stick a recoilless rifle,
on the back. Well, actually, a missile launcher. And Keith's even printed some missile launchers for that.
Brilliant.
But the whole thing is made, and if I go in that box right up there, I'll be able to
go and get
them.
Whilst you're getting that, we've got a few more questions and comments coming up here. Lord Anthrax 2417.
Excellent.
Hi, what a pleasant surprise to get an Uglub stream. Hope you're all doing fine. Greetings from Germany.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. Yes. Glad you're here, Lord Anthrax. Yes, Hush C387. Yeah, the Damocles Command Rhino. I'm going to need quite a few for my chapter, by the looks of it.
So
Legion, rather.
So we've got a solution.
Yeah,
we've got a solution.
Fantastic.
So there's one I made about a year ago. This is the other one. I made 2 of these originally in about 1988. Okay, so this is an original in 1988. This is a 2025, definitely 2025. Made it last year. Okay, still not finished it. Still a bit of painting to do. Still some details to put on it. Certainly needs weathering. Needs the edge highlighting.
You haven't been to McDonald's, have you?
Oh yeah.
To get the tea stirrers.
So the key thing that held me up with these was the rear lights, because basically the rear lights are drink stirrers from McDonald's or somewhere like that, and they've changed the pattern, and so now I'm like stumped as to what to do for my rear lights. This one's blank at the moment, but basically we've got thousands of them.
Yeah, Wilson Family Jewellery. Thoughts on custom data sheets? Yeah, the Anaconda will have its own data sheet.
Oh yeah, sure.
If we're going to run with 8th edition, it will be these don't have any substantial armor. There's no armaments, but they're obviously very, very fast.
Yep.
So
there's your recoilless rifle.
Yeah. So imagine we've got, if I just
here you go,
hold that up,
pop it on there.
There we go.
Don't drop it.
No. Oh, there we go. It sits in like that.
There we go. Oh, recoilless rifle on the back, and this is the pickup version that we talked about. So yeah, the custom data sheets are going to be essential.
Yeah,
it's just,
and it won't take. Again, it's another thing to
do.
Another thing to do. But I think the thing of it is when you're done painting, you might go, well, actually, I've got a bit more time. So I either do more painting, or it might be that you've got half an hour. So you just go, right, I'm going to stay inside, I'm going to work at the computer, create a bit more lore for the chapter, create another data sheet that's relevant to what we're building out for our sort of, I suppose, our own gaming world. Yeah. Now, we've been playing some games where we've used Laser Burn, we've used...
it was actually Imperial Commander.
Yeah, recently. Imperial Commander.
It wasn't Laser Burn.
And we used Net Epic Gold.
Yep.
And we played. We started this campaign called the Garradon Reach. And so the stuff that we're going to be doing with this chapter will be all set in that Garradon Reach campaign, and we're kind of putting it in the sort of within the 40k universe. It's kind of in that sector that's close to the Maelstrom. I think it's the Segmentum Nihilist or Nihilism, whatever.
I think so, yeah.
So it's sort of far away from Terra.
It's quite far from Terra,
yeah. Out of the meddling hands of Rabuti Gilliman.
Yep.
Yeah.
out of the meddling hands of Games Workshop's rules lawyers.
Yeah. Okay. So Keith Kuda, radar files are on My Mini Factory and by creator Tesseract Tomb.
That's it.
Yeah. And
thank you very much for the update there, Keith. That's awesome.
And Lord Anthrax, yeah, he's got a good idea here.
Yeah.
Recreating the lights could be a cool project to learn how to create STL files.
Yeah.
That's one for Keith.
Yeah.
Keith, you've got your work cut out. You might need to do a short video.
Yeah.
Show
us how to do it.
Show us how to do it, and then we can post it.
Yeah. Show us how to do it.
King of the Cheese, the like button beckons thee. Thank you very much.
Now, something that's been super interesting that I'm not a commercial person, all right? I'm a disaster commercially. Let's face it.
Yeah.
But something that I was working towards was becoming a YouTube partner.
Yeah.
So we got all of that through about 3 or 4 weeks ago.
Okay.
So we're now an official YouTube partner, which means if you watch our stuff,
yep,
we get a tiny sliver of ad revenue. So
pence.
It's pence.
It's
but
pence.
Do you know what? I think you can see where it's all going to get reinvested.
Yeah.
So
absolutely.
If you do get the chance to tell anyone else, and get them to watch, and if you like the looks of our merch that we're wearing, there is a shop. It's in the description. It's facilitated by a company called Fourth Wall. And I don't know if you know Tabletop Minions. It's a guy based in the States. Okay, who does quite a regular show. He's quite successful. I looked at his I actually follow him. I watch a lot of his stuff. And I looked at how he's done his merch and his site. It's all done on Fourth Wall.
Right.
So I'm sure I've made the right choice. So if you do choose to buy any merch, it's not me that has to facilitate it. It's coming from a pretty reputable place. How's it held up? Is it?
Oh, it's great.
Tough?
Yeah.
Tough
Tough.
enough.
I mean, it's been through plenty of washes.
Is it a year old now?
Yeah. And it
just over.
Gets washed every cup. I don't wear it every day.
No.
But it's held up really well in the wash, and I don't tumble dry it. No. I just air dry it.
That's the key thing, because this is like, I wasn't sure how they were going to do this, but this is a vinyl print, and I was really worried because I'm a graphic designer by trade, and I was worried this was going to be like a multi thing, and it wasn't going to work out very well. But the way it's been printed and the way it's been applied, it does seem very reliable. So yeah, it's not something I'm pushing. It's not something that I'm very good at, if I'm honest. But if you do buy anything, I think I even turned on supers and stickers and goodness knows what else, just to see if it worked. Pretty much anything that comes in is going onto this table. So keep us going. Right. What were we going to do?
Well, I think we've been through
the stuff.
What else do you want to cover with the chapter today?
I don't know. I mean, I was looking at showing where we're up to, talking about what we've been doing, and
do you just want to pan that camera around then on all that mess over there and show the vehicle park in its state of undress? And I think what's really important.
Well, you're gonna. If I do this, you give it some narrative. You'll be able to see
I'll come round. So what we've got going on here is we've got some Mark 1 rhinos.
How many?
I think I counted 11, but that's not just rhinos. That's also including things like this, which are the Razorback. We've got these Predators.
So that's quite an interesting one. That's heavy, that one, isn't it?
Yeah. This is the plastic chassis, but with a metal turret and metal side sponsons. And you got two of those. This is a Bull Predator.
Careful, the turret comes off.
That's the Bull Predator, and they've even got the the Space Marine,
So I
Tech Marine
think,
with his head poking out.
I think Cousin John gave us one of those. Okay.
Might have been that one.
Yeah.
I'm going Mark 1
Now
Land Raider.
this is something I'm really hoping to get at least another 3 of those. I
Right.
really, really don't want to do it with STLs if I can help it.
Yeah.
I certainly don't want to do the troops with STLs, but I know I'm going to have to do some of the vehicles with
Yeah.
STLs. But if I can
And-
get the Land Raiders,
We've got this sleeping here.
yeah.
And this is a
Okay, yeah, the Stega tank.
the Stega tank.
So these were a kind of an unusual little thing in the original rules. I wouldn't try and get that on. It's quite difficult.
Yeah.
Yeah, you might not get it to stand up. But basically, these were in the original edition rules.
There we go.
And then, yeah, you got it to stand, which is good. And they became knights. So we already had dreadnoughts, but we didn't have knights in the first edition, the Rogue Trader 40k rules. We had Stega tanks. Okay, so on the one hand, they became the Sentinel for the
Imperial Guard,
Imperial
Astra
Guard.
Militarum.
Yep, and then on the other side, in the Legio Titanicus, they became knights.
Knights.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. And then we've got over here, we've got a land speeder park. So there's a Mark II
Yep.
land speeder. I think you've got a Mark 1
I've
around
got a
here.
Mark 1, it's in a box tucked away.
Right.
What I love is that in the Rogue Trader rules, they've got a picture of a Mark 1 land speeder.
Yeah. And then how
Okay.
many plastic?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 or 8.
Okay.
7
So you've
or
got
8.
quite a few of those. And they go in which company?
8th and 9th.
Right.
Fast
Okay.
attack.
Fast attack.
So we've got...
got a few bikes.
Yep, they're part of the 8th and 9th as well.
Here's a pushing my own painting. There's a Chaplin Terminator armor.
Yeah.
So I painted him up with the Fighting Tigers. One of the things I did, I think I painted his armor.
Yeah.
I may have done like black stripes on black armor.
Yeah.
Just to create
a bit of
yeah.
effect.
Yeah.
And then we've got on the table there, you can see I'm marshalling up troops that need to be undercoated.
And I think
Oh,
here we go. We've got Ferrabundus.
Okay, so we've got
Dreadnoughts.
We've got 3 of those at the moment.
Yeah.
We've got parts for more, but we don't have any more complete ones.
There's the
Okay.
there's
There's
the
your
other
third
one.
one. Yeah.
And
So we've got a
then,
healthy amount of dreadnoughts.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
Right,
there
we're
we
gonna
go.
move
I'm
this
just going to
back.
have a look and see if we've got any other comments.
Okay. And then we should probably start to wind it up.
Yeah. Kevin Cadfell, that's Robotech, isn't it?
It is Robotech. It is a tactical pod Regult.
Yeah.
Zentradi, alien Zentradi piece.
That's right.
Okay. And I've got the assault pod Regult as well, which is the one with kind of 2 guns. It's
Yeah.
standing like that. And then there's a scout pod Regult, which I
Okay.
don't like the look of. I'm not going to get. What I've worked out, because I think that's either a 1/100th or a 1/72nd scale by a company called ARAII, ARAII, and they came out in the very early 80s.
Yeah.
And they don't sell them anymore, but Hasegawa do one.
Yeah.
And I've seen that you can get them for a moderate price. You know, they're like 30,
Yeah.
£20 maybe, and they come up occasionally. So I need to get one of them, see if it's the same scale, and then I'm planning to build out a squadron of Stega tanks.
Now, did I get that originally?
Possibly.
And then you're like, oh, can I have that for
No,
my...
you've got the
Oh, I got the
you've
assault
got the
one.
assault one with
Okay.
the 2 the
Yeah,
big guns.
yeah, right.
And I've actually
Okay.
got it up in the loft
Yeah.
in bits
Okay.
because you kind of built it
Yeah.
and then discombobulated it and
Yeah.
it never got rebuilt.
No, right.
And
okay.
so I saved all the bits.
Yeah.
So I've actually got they're up there. I've got quite a few because I especially in the late 80s was really into Robotech.
Yeah.
So I've got 1, 2, what have we got? About 10 up there. I've
Yeah.
got about another 10 in a box somewhere.
Yeah.
And then I've got about another 10 unbuilt.
Yeah, right.
Okay.
Okay.
And
So-
for Christmas, I actually got a few people to get me some Gundams because I just need to give it a go.
Yeah, right. It's like you've not got enough here to build.
At the time, I wasn't planning on building a chapter, but I changed my mind. Yeah.
Okay, Lord Anthrax says, you made a great video regarding your success with YouTube. Heartwarming to say the least. You may not be the best businessman in the world, but you're sure a nice guy. Your brother too. Thumbs
Thank
up.
you very much.
Thanks. Really appreciate that. And Hush2387. Yeah, it's so cool to see authentic people online just doing what they like, nerding out. And that's what it's about,
Yeah.
right? It's interesting that I was following somebody on Instagram, Millie Paints, and I had bumped into her at Salute last year and had 5 minutes to chat about the hobby and what she was creating, the content she's doing, and she's a really, really excellent figure painter. And I think her and her husband, who's Red Dog Painting, I think they do commission stuff, and the quality of their stuff's great. Not taking away from the stuff that we do, but we
do it different.
We do it different. We're building
narrative
for a war game.
We're not painting individual figures.
And I think that my parting shot on this is that this model, you could do so much more.
I could, yeah.
You know, you could do a lot more with the engines.
Yeah.
You could do a lot more weathering. You know, how far do you take it? But when you're looking at a war games table and you're 3 feet away, 2 feet away, you just see the colour, you just see what's going on.
Yeah.
And so actually, when you've got 400 models on the table that are all orange and black and their armour,
against another 400 models that are teal and bronze
and other colours and myriad and purples and things, all of a sudden it draws everybody's interest.
It's a different thing, and it's a different interest. It's all right. I didn't put the magnets on. It's just
fine.
The guns come off.
I thought I'd broken your first.
No. You haven't broken it. And even if you had, it wouldn't matter.
Yeah, fine. You got loads more.
We got 7 more.
Yeah,
where that one came from.
Absolutely.
That's the one that got shot down. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Well, look. Maybe we should start to wind it up there.
Yeah. Well, thank you very much. All of you for watching. It's an absolute delight to have been able to interact with all your comments today. I've no idea how often I should do this and how often I could do this in this kind of format, and it's, you know, it's just been great fun every time we do a live stream like this. It's great fun just to hear what you've got to say. So grateful for, you know, all the support that I've been given over the last couple of years since we started the channel. So with that, I think we shall sign off. And we shall see you on the battlefield.
Thank you very much, guys. Fantastic.